Welcome to Home Library Book Review, where we select a book right from the shelf and explain its learning through easy to understand text, graphics, examples, and animation, along with discussion with family members. Today, I'm joined with my son Arnav.
Hey everyone! Today we will be reviewing How to Win Friends and Influence People by Dale Carnegie.
It's a classic self help book. It was published in 1936. The principles in this book will help you to achieve your maximum potential even in today's complex and competitive modern age. To be able to cover maximum principles from this book, we have divided this review into 4 parts. This is part 4 of 4, and it has Goodreads rating of 4.2. Dale Carnegie was an American writer and lecturer, and the developer of famous courses in self-improvement, salesmanship, corporate training, public speaking, and interpersonal skills. Born in poverty on a farm in Missouri, he was the author of How to Win Friends and Influence People, first published in 1936, a massive bestseller and remains popular today. He also wrote a biography of Abraham Lincoln titled Lincoln the Unknown, as well as several other books. Part 4. Be a Leader. Before we begin, Arnav, what do you think is a leader?
Dad, I think leader means a chief.
Yes, it could also mean a commander. It could also mean a director or a head or even a ruler. I can't wait reviewing these principles. What about you?
Me too, Dad. Let's get started.
Principle 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Being a leader, you understand the importance of getting a work done associated with a task. But the same understanding may or may not be with the workers. For a worker, he or she may have several tasks to be done in a day, and your task may or may not be their priority. So, as a leader, how do you get the work done and make it effective for the worker to understand the importance of that particular task? The best way to do that is to begin with praise or an honest appreciation. This could be anything. Somebody coming to office on time, somebody getting to a meetings early, somebody making a notes. When you notice and observe these traits in a person, you can use them as honest appreciation. And once by doing this, when you catch their attention, you can always tell them that while I appreciate the other traits that you have, but let me tell you, I do not like the way you're handling this work. It's taking a lot of time and it is going to impact the task. And by further giving them meaningful insights, you can expect to get the work done. Therefore, by beginning with the praise and giving an honest appreciation of the traits that you like about a person, you not only got the attention of that person, but also got the work done. Principle 2. Call attention to people's mistake indirectly. Calling attention to one's mistakes indirectly works wonders with sensitive people who may resent bitterly any direct criticism. Many people begin their criticism with sincere praise, followed by the word but, and ending with a critical statement. For example, in trying to change a child's careless attitude towards studies, we might say, We are really proud of you, Johnny, for raising your grades this term, but if you had worked harder on your algebra, the results would have been better. In this case, Johnny might feel encouraged until he heard the word but. He might then question the sincerity of the original praise. To him, the praise seemed only to be a contrived, led into a critical inference of failure. Credibility would be strained, and we would probably not achieve our objectives of changing Johnny's attitude towards studies. Now, this could be easily overcome by changing the word but to and. Something like, "We are really proud of you, Johnny, for raising your grades this term, and by continuing the same conscious effort, next term your algebra grades can be up with all the others." Now, Johnny would accept the praise because there was no follow up of an interfere of failure. We have called his attention to the behavior we wish to change indirectly, and the chances are he will try to live up to our expectations. Principle 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. Admitting one's own mistakes, even when one hasn't corrected them, can help convince somebody to change his or her behavior. Actually, it isn't nearly so difficult to listen to a recital of your faults if the person criticizing you begins by humbly admitting that he too is far from impeccable. This generally implies that everyone makes mistakes, and making mistakes is common than rare. In this way, a leader can conclude that we all make mistakes, but now we need to learn from these mistakes and improve going forward. Principle 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Let's be honest about it. No one likes to take orders. Instead of giving direct orders, we can always ask questions. Something like, "What do you think of this?" Such questions will always offer an opportunity to people to be a part of the process. A technique like that makes it easy for a person to correct errors. A technique like that saves a person's pride and gives him or her a feeling of importance. It encourages cooperation instead of rebellion. Actually, resentment caused by a brash order may last a long time, even if the order was given to correct an obviously bad situation. A leader, instead of giving direct orders, could make the team participate by asking, "How would we have handled it differently?" Asking questions not only makes an order more palatable, it often stimulates the creativity of the persons whom you ask. People are more likely to accept an order if they have had a part in the decision that caused the order to be issued. Principle 5. Let the other person save face. Letting one save face. How important, how vitally important that is, and how few of us ever stop to think of it. We ride roughshod over the feelings of others, getting our own way, finding fault, issuing threats, criticizing a child or an employee in front of others without even considering the hurt to the other person's pride. Whereas a few minutes thought, a considerate word or two, a genuine understanding of the other person's attitude would go so far forward. Even if we are right and the other person is definitely wrong, we only destroy ego by causing someone to lose face. Therefore, let's remember, if we are ever to be faced with such a distasteful necessity, then we should do it as discreet as possible and let the other person save face. Principle 6. Praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Praise is like sunlight to the warm human spirit. We cannot flower and grow without it. And yet, while most of us are only too ready to apply to others the cold wind of criticism, we are somehow reluctant to give our fellow the warm sunshine of praise. Everybody likes to be praised, but when praise is specific, it comes across as sincere, not something the other person may be saying just to make one feel good. Remember, we all crave appreciation and recognition, and will do almost anything to get it. But nobody wants insincerity. Nobody wants flattery. While praising someone, we need to be specific and genuine in our approach. There should be no exaggeration whatsoever. Abilities wither under criticism. They blossom under encouragement. To become a more effective leader of people, we should always apply to praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. We should be hearty in our approbation and lavish in our praise. Principle 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. What do you do when a person who has been a good worker begins to turn in shoddy work? You can replace that person with someone else, but that really doesn't solve anything. Instead, a leader should always talk heart to heart with that person. Tell that person of his or her own achievements in his or her own line of work. Compliment and tell that person if that person is here for a number of years, then that person must be providing a good level of service. And also make him or her aware that currently the level of service is not as per the expectation that the person has made for himself or herself. In this way, a leader can give other person a fine reputation to live up to and expect the work to get better. Principle 8. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. Tell your child, your spouse, or your employee that he or she is stupid or dumb at a certain thing, has no gift for it, and is doing it all wrong, and you have destroyed almost every incentive to try to improve. But if you use the opposite technique, be liberal with your encouragement, make the thing seem easy to do, let the other person know that you have faith in his ability to do it, and he has an undeveloped flair for it, and he will practice until the dawn comes in the window in order to excel, then you will not only win a person's trust, but also see him or her improving and excelling in their line of work. If you want to help others to improve, remember to use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to. Principle 9. Make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest. An effective leader should be able to put forth his or her suggestions to other person and make them work on it happily. And this can be achieved by following these guidelines. Number 1. Be sincere. Do not promise anything that you cannot deliver. Forget about the benefits to yourself and concentrate on the benefits to the other person. Number 2. Know exactly what it is you want the other person to do. Number 3. Be empathetic. Ask yourself, what is it the other person really wants? Number 4. Consider the benefits that person will receive from doing what you suggest. Number 5. Match those benefits to the other person's wants. And finally, number 6. When you make your request, put it in a form that will convey to the other person the idea that he personally will benefit. It is naive to believe you will always get a favorable reaction from other persons when you use these guidelines. But the experience of most people shows that you are more likely to change attitudes this way than by not using these guidelines. And let's say if you increase your success by even a mere 10%, you have become 10% more effective as a leader than you were before, and that is your own benefit. Let's summarize what we have learned so far. Part 4. Be a leader. Principle 1. Begin with praise and honest appreciation. Principle 2. Call attention to people's mistake indirectly. Principle 3. Talk about your own mistakes before criticizing the other person. Principle 4. Ask questions instead of giving direct orders. Principle 5. Let the other person save face. Principle 6. Praise the slightest improvement and praise every improvement. Principle 7. Give the other person a fine reputation to live up to. Principle 8. Use encouragement. Make the fault seem easy to correct. And finally, Principle 9. Make the other person happy about doing the thing you suggest.
In case you've missed to watch previous parts of this book, the links are in the description below. Thank you for watching our video. Please like and subscribe. Also press on the bell notification button for more videos like these. Until next time, take care and bye.